this is going to be so much fun. We're going to color Snowman Hugs as our final Card on Blue Card Club tutorial. Hello, my name is Kimberly Smith. I'm the Paper Chef, and this month we are featuring Snowman Hugs as part of the card club. We're going to create this really cute card. It has a poppy parade card base, but what really makes this card is the pom-pom ribbon pool party, and it's going to coordinate with the ink that we ink up here and the little bit of pool party that we put down there. And it's just going to be fun to create. So let's get started with this stamping part. We're going to stamp the black part, Memento Black. I'm going to stamp this snowman, the big one. And I'll show you the other cards we made this month as well. I'm glad I was able to finish this all within the month of October. Yay! We're going to mount this onto a big stamping block. Let's see what stamping block this is. Letter E. If you don't already have a set of stamping blocks, this month is a good month to get the things you need because it's Starter Kit Special Month. For only $99, you pick out $155 worth of items. And that's your starter kit. Anything you want to put in your starter kit. You don't pay any shipping on the starter kit, and that's how you join Stampin' Up. From that point on, you can get a discount. Now, sometimes I get extra ink on these little extra parts. I'm going to test this on a sticky note just to see if it's coming out right or if it's real dark on the edges. Yeah, that came out pretty good. So anyway, it's a good month to join Stampin' Up. You get a special. And we have starter kit specials a few times a year, but some are better than others. This one is pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good because it's you decide what you put in your starter kit. It's not like you always decide, but this time, sometimes you get a bonus, and this time, it is one of those times where you get to pick out an extra. Usually you get to pick out $125 worth of items, but this month you get to pick out $155 worth of items. All right, I'm using one of these super cute, I want to say snowball dies, but it's not a snowball die, but it looks like a snowball to me, which is why I wanted to use it. Okay, we're going to put that one there. We're going to do one more. These are called the Deckled Circles dies. Actually, I'll go ahead and stamp a couple more because I have these already ready. I don't have to color them all right now. See, there's a little bit of extra. When you ink up, right? You don't have to do this with your finger, guys. But when you ink up your Memento Black, sometimes you need like a plastic spoon or something because it doesn't ink up evenly. I'm going to see if I can put this up a little bit higher. I'm going to show you which of the deckled circles it is. We'll count through and show you. Ah, that came out nice too. I like it up higher. Third time's a charm. I like this one too because it's stamped really nicely. And as you can see, we're going to color it with some bright colors that go with the Snowy Wonder Designer Series paper. Oh, that one's the best one. I think that one's the best of the three. So then to clean this off, you're just going to wash it off with the water. Or you can use a Stampin' Scrub. Whoop, I almost dropped it onto... You saw me, it was like wobble, wobble. Okay, next, let's go ahead and... Well, first let me show you. This is the Deckled Circles. I'm going to go ahead and put this back now because I'm actually all done with it. I just finished die cutting all the pieces I needed for this tutorial. So it is, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is the 7th circle. Okay, so those of you that are not getting my awesome kits, which I don't know why you wouldn't get my awesome kits, and they're called my Card on Blue Card Club kits. 1, 2, 3. It's about 3 1/4 inches wide. It's about 3 1/4 inches. You know, those of you that aren't getting my awesome kits, you're missing out because it's a labor of love to die cut the pieces you need for this club. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take out some little pieces here to write the sentiment onto. You make my heart happy, and it looks like you make my heart happy is number 2. How do I get the ink off my fingers? It's just soap and water, but I can use hand sanitizer. Actually, I'll just show you the easiest way. Easiest way right now is a baby wipe. That's the easiest way. Like right now while I'm on live YouTube, right? Well, it's not going to totally come off, but soap and water. Hand sanitizer will come off even better. Some colors of ink just don't come off easily with this baby wipe. But, you know, it's getting there. Hand sanitizer is your best bet. Or like, you know, just Dawn dishwashing liquid. All right, so I'm putting these back. Deckled circles, a must-have. We have deckled rectangles. We have deckled circles. We have stylish shapes dies. I mean, there's a lot of dies that are a must-have, and this is one of those dies. Die sets that's a must-have. Especially with like the snowy items. All right, now for this one, before you put your little sentiment on it with black, I would like you to get out a blending brush. Let me see if I have one that's blue already. If not, I need to look for one. I need my trimmer. So you want one that has a blue tone to it. Not sure what I did with mine, so I just get maybe... I'll just use the green, and I'll just like get off as much as I can. So if you're going to use, I'm going to use this green one, but I'm going to get off as much as I can. That's all you got to do to clean it. Is just give it, like just rub it onto the... Okay, see, it's pretty clean. So now I could use the pool party. Now, I don't recommend you dip your blending brush right into the pool party. Use a stamping block. Put some ink on the stamping block. And then dip into that. Right? And then give it a rub. So that way you don't get a big blob of ink. Okay, it came out a little bit green. Actually, that's okay. Because it'll actually match as well. We'll go try to get one that come out pool party. Garden green is one of the coordinating colors in this paper. I was going for the pool party look. So in the tutorial, it's pool party, but I think a little green tinge on it doesn't look bad. Normally, I have another blending brush, but can't find the one that blue. And you could just, to use your, I have a lot of blending brushes. It's why it's good to get a lot of different ones. You don't have to clean them. But you can wash these with soap and water, too. All right, now we're going to put the You Make My Heart Happy on there. From this Snowman Hugs. There's only 3 sentiments on the stamp set. We've used all 3 this month for the Card On Blue Card Club. The 2 kinds of paper we used this month. You always get 2 kinds of designer series paper. We used Snowy Wonder, or actually Snowy, what is it called? Snowy Season? I already forgot the name of it. Whatever paper we're using right now. It's on the title of this video. And then we used also the Winter Meadow paper. So completely different cards. And because I'm using the Snowy Wonder, it has a bright color palette. The reason I stamped first, I rubbed first with the little ink, is so that this doesn't smear. So because it has a bright color palette, then we can use bright colors when we color it. All right, so our sentiment is done. And now it's time to color. And I said I liked, let's see which one I liked better. They're all nice. This one I thought was down a little bit low. And this one I thought was a little bit dark on the... But I think it's still better. Because the parrot... I think this one looks the best. So I'm going to go for this one and color it. So here are some colors I recommend for this color palette. Definitely Poppy Parade. Because that's going to be one of the... That's the card-based color. So let's go ahead and do the shirt first, though. We're going to do the shirt with Light Pool Party. We're not blending the shirt. We're just coloring everything that's not a flower. I normally would do the flowers, like I did with last month. I did the flower, no, last week. The flowers first, but this red, or the Poppy Parade, kind of smears. So I just think it's better to do the shirt first. So I'm using Light Pool Party in the inside of the shirt and Dark Pool Party on the collar. And I'm just leaving the inside of the shirt there white. Like this little part right there. Okay, it's already coming to life. So dark pool party. These are both light pool party, actually. We need a dark pool party. I use so much pool party that I have a couple sets of these just laying right here. These are the colors. Crumb cake and pool party I use the most of all my colors. So I'm going to use dark pool party. The alcohol markers come in light and dark. Dark pool party on the collar. And then I'm going to go ahead and do dark pool party on the hat, on the bottom of the hat. And we're also going to use it on the snow. So while I have the dark out, we'll go ahead and start coloring the snow. It's a lot of blue, but it's really going to be cute because it matches our colors for our card, right? So I'm just kind of doing that little thing. Now for the snow, I will blend it a bit. So you have some dark pool party, but then you can go over it. Okay, this is why I have an extra pool party that's light. Because sometimes they dry out on me because I use them so much. This one's better. So we're going to blend it like that. We're also going to add some Wink of Stella to it. You can even blend in. What I did is I blended in a little bit of balmy blue. Because that's what I happen to have on my other blending brush. But my blending brush, the blue blending brush isn't here. But you could just sort of do that. I'm just going to do a little green tinge. You could just do a little bit of balmy blue tinge on the bottom of that. Top it off with the Wink of Stella, which is the glitter brush. And you have some awesome snow. Little snow pile. All right, so that's good. Now we're going to keep on using this for other parts. We need the light pool party for the top of the hat. So now we have a little two-tone going on there. We need the carrot, or not the carrot, the dark pumpkin pie for the carrot nose. Okay, we need, okay, I used this for the parrot. Let's see. I mean, just a little, just whatever, just kind of, we'll do half poppy parade on this guy. We'll mix it around. I just wanted it to be like a little bit of orange and red together. I kept the eye blue. We'll go ahead and I'm going to use light pool party on the eye. And I'm going to go ahead and do that on this eye some more because it wasn't really dark enough. Now, the reason I'm grabbing this right now, the poppy parade, is so that it blends a little bit. Because you have to do it while it's wet. If you want any chance of blending, blend it while it's wet. So I'm just getting in there doing some dark highlights. And now I can get in there and get in. So what I'm doing is, that was the dark pool party. I mean, poppy parade, dark poppy parade. Now I'm going to get in there and go over the whole thing with the light poppy parade. Kind of blend them all together. So we have some oranges and reds together. Now, if anything is too dark, that's fine. What you do is you take what's called the color lifter. I really like how that came out. I actually like that one better than the first one because it's actually more of a solid color. So this is what's called the color lifter, and sometimes the color lifter works and sometimes it smears, but we're going to just try it. And you're just lifting out the color. I'm just going to go over a few colors. It actually helps blend as well, but it also lifts some color off, making certain shades lighter. But this one has a lot of alcohol oozing out of it, so it's kind of a little bit smeary. Okay, we're going to get a beak going on here. We're going to just use, see, I think I used this one for the beak. I have a little basket of what I used. Daffodil Delight. So what I'm going to do is put these colors that I used over here. So we can write them down for you. And now we're going to go ahead and take the crumb cake. This is dark crumb cake, and we're going to do the twiggy, the little sticks. Go slow so you can get the stick colored in nicely. If you go fast, it will kind of, you'll color outside the lines, which of course is fine. Okay, I just want to, while I'm here, sometimes I just do this. Like if I have just a little bit to color, sometimes I just go ahead and do it while I have the marker out. In fact, that's kind of my method. When I'm sitting on the sofa and I'm coloring in a bunch of stamped images or things I've cut out with the scan and cut, then I do all my coloring of the one color at the same time. Okay. So that's that. Now we're going to do the flowers. We're going to do the flowers in light and dark poppy braid. Oops, there's my sample. So I did the insides. This time I did the insides darker than the outsides. Sometimes I do it the other way around, but this marker was pretty dark. So I went like this for the inside. I'm doing the dark first. Then I'm just going to blend with the light color. Okay, here's the light color, and I can probably use the big one. Get away with the big one. This image is just the right size. It's like you can use your markers without like smearing them everywhere. So I love how this the snowman is wearing a Hawaiian shirt. So fun. Okay, so then a little bit got, and a little bit smeared out the side. So all you do for that is you're going to get this little color lifter, which by the way got some ink over there. Okay, but that's not really the same kind of ink, but we'll see if it smears it a bit. Sometimes you don't actually lift up the color, like unless this is pretty dry. But sometimes you just smear the color, but it still lightens it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, it's better than, you can lighten it better than having a big blob outside of your ink. All right, so then for this one I think this is where I used the pale papaya. Not pale papaya, the peach pie. That's one of I used peach pie and pumpkin pie. I just wanted to alternate the colors of the little lei, the little flower necklace that the snowman's wearing. So I just alternated with the 3 colors, or just the 2 colors. I just used some dark peach pie and some dark pumpkin pie. I would have used the poppy braid on the lei, except that we already used it on the shirt. So that's why I chose to do that. Now I'm going to get a black marker. You can get black or gray. This is called basic black. And I'm just going to fix a couple things. Like this little button is not that dark. Whenever you ever use black ink in your stamped images, you can always go over them with your marker. We do make Stampin' blends that are black, but they're not as fine. Oh, look how much nicer those sunglasses look when I went over them again. I'm going to use the fine tip for this marker. Now they make new tips now. I like the old tips better, but this the finer part. But I mean, they still make, I like the ink and how it flows out of the new markers. All right, so pretty cool. So this little guy needs some wink of style all around, and then we need some little gems and things. Okay, so we need gems. We need, looks like we have some glitter. We need some glitter. That's the wink of style. And what I did is for this one, I put the wink of style all over the white parts, like all over the snow. And then I didn't do it on the other parts. I usually do it to the whole image. This time I decided that I was going to just do it to the snow. The snowman and the little pile of snow he's on. The pile of snow is a different color for a dimension. Somehow there's like a little, I wonder what got on there, or if that was already on there. There's a little speck on there. I wonder, I never noticed it before. I wonder if it's just a little flick of ink that got on there. It's no big deal, but I'm just noticing it. All right, so that's good. Get this and a little sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Can you see how the snowman sparkles? All right, so we have that part done, and now we're going to cut the paper, what we need, and we're going to, but let's go ahead and write down. There's so many colors, I just want to write down these first, and then we'll do the card part, because I usually write the card part first, but I'm going to go ahead and write the ink. So, Card on Blue is the name of the card club that I offer, and this is the tutorials I do. And I'm just writing the month that I'm doing this, so month is 2024. So we're going to write the ink, and then we'll write the measurements for the card. So there's lots of ink. So we have Memento Black. And of course the black marker. I'm not going to say black marker, right? I'm going to just let you know that I did use a black marker. So the blends, we have Pool Party, Light and Dark. Okay. As I write them down, I'm going to pull them out of my pile so that I remember that I wrote them down for you. All right, we have Poppy Parade. Light and Dark. Okay, done. The rest of them are just one-offs. So Pumpkin Pie is just the dark side. We didn't use the light side. The dark side. Peach Pie. That was the dark one, okay? We used Daffodil Delight. Okay. Yeah, I used a lot of dark colors. Crumb Cake. And of course, Wink Estella. All right, but I need room for the card. So let's just go ahead and put the card up here. I want to make sure this all fits in the window of the... Oops. That's really not to scale, but you get the idea. So that'll be, it's going to be 8.5. Score at 4 1/4. And it's going to be 5 1/2 on the side. Okay? Or is it? No. 8.5. No, wait, that doesn't make sense. 1, 2, 3, 4 1/4. All right, I'm sorry. I'm confusing myself here. So we got 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. Yeah, that's right. That's right. When you open it up and it's 5 1/2. That's right. So open it up. And then when you put it like this, the finished card is like this. Okay, so we're good on that. So the layer 1, I'll go ahead and write this and then I'll cut it. Is going to be like, we're going to have a 5 1/4 by 4 piece. Layer 2. Will be 5 this is going to be the silver. 5 1/4 times 1 1/4. This is going to be silver foil. And layer 3. It's going to be 5 1/4 times 3/4 of an inch. Okay, I will go ahead and cut those. And if you want to take a screenshot, I'm going to make a little room for you. So this is going, just telling you what this stuff is. I'll go ahead and write Snowy. Hold on, let me find my catalog. I can't believe I forgot the name of this paper. I use it all the time. Just used it on my swaps. Snowy Scenes, I want to say. Snowy Scenes. Okay, Snowy Scenes DSP. So that's the paper we're using that you have in your kit. Now this is coming, we are featuring this Snowy Wonder bundle for the next 2 months. So stay tuned. If you're not on my mailing list, please go to my mailing list. Just go to my Stampin' Up store. Here's my Stampin' Up store. paperchef.stampinup.net. That's where you find coupons to my scan and cut courses each month. That's where you find, let's see what else. You're going to find tutorials that I, link there. And you're also going to find ways to register for my upcoming workshops. So please sign up for my mailing list. And it is going to be called Snowy. And that paper is going to be in your kit. So I'm actually going to be featuring that for 2 months in my workshop series, this Snowy Scenes, because I've made so much with it already that I definitely wanted to feature it. So Snowy Scenes DSP. And the reason I keep mixing up the name, is it called Snowy Scenes DSP, is because the bundle, which I wish I would have the same name, the bundle is not called, the bundle's called Snowy Wonder. It's called something else. Okay, so here's the card, and here's what your measurements look like. So go ahead and take a screenshot, and then I'll go. And while you're doing that, I'm going to cut the pieces I need using my handy trimmer. Can't really get that all in the air. I got to do that. Here we go. Now you can see it. I cut this 4 by 5 1/4. That little piece of DSP, that's the back of it looks like this, right? The front of it looks like this petal pink piece. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut this piece. This is going to be my 3/4 of an inch piece. Okay, gave you enough time to do that. I got to move that away so I have some room here. Got to make room, but you can always go back and pause the video. I mean, this is technology, folks. Plus, my team member, Janet, who's probably here watching, I haven't even said hi to any of you guys yet. She always writes the measurements for me in the comments section. So 3/4 of an inch. Oh, I probably should have made that an inch. Yikes. It's all good. I'm going to keep it at 3/4 of an inch, but just know that it was actually an inch. I mean, I think it might look good either way. Then we'll have 2 different styles, and you tell me which one you like better. I always like your feedback, and it's always fun to get to hear what you guys have to say. I am looking for the piece of silver foil that was sitting here when I started this video. Here we go. So I think this is 1 1/4. And so that part was right, but it's just that this one was 1 inch. But I'm going to go ahead and use this piece. I'm going to try it with 3/4 of an inch like I have in my tutorial. And then, you guys can tell me which one you like better. You just see a little more silver of it this time. It's just one of my go-to measurements. It's one of my go-to things I do. One of my go-to things is using in my card clubs almost every month. In fact, this month you're getting more specialty paper. I put specialty paper in your kit, and then you have this like fun time, making little accents for your cards, and it just adds that professional layer to your cards. I'm just using tear and tape right now because that's what's sitting here on my table. Because yesterday we made boxes. Did you guys see what we made, or was it the day before? We made these in my Season of Green and Gold workshop series. These little boxes are called Box in a Bag. See the little box on the bottom and the little bag around it? So if you missed that, another reason to sign up for my newsletters is because I give links to my former tutorials, and you'll get to see them again if you missed them. But also, you can also just go to my channel. You're on my channel. If you're like, where's your channel? You're literally on my channel right now. That's where my channel is. So since you're here, that's where to find it. I'm just doing that. Then I'll cut off the edges. I guess I'll use glue for this next part. So go to the channel, look for the most recent video, and that's where I did that tutorial on. I called it Box in a Bag. And it's something my friend Anne first did when she showed me she did a swap with that. And I said, oh, I love that so much. It's so cool. And there's different sizes, and I've just made them. It's one of my go-to crafts now. I've been using it for years. What I'm doing is I'm using my glass mat, which is another great thing to get in your starter kit. This is available. You could put it in your starter kit. I'm just using it to line up my silver. Thank you, Karen, for being a channel supporter and for reminding everybody to give the video a thumbs up if you like it. Let me go ahead and say hi to you guys while I'm cutting and carrying on. All right, so Diane Prosper, nice to see you. Hope I answered your question. Okay, Deb Hall's happy to catch a live show. I like that. We'll call it a show. It is kind of like a show. It's like a TV show. We're just here crafting like a cooking. It's just, I'm the paper chef, so it's like the cooking show except with paper. Okay, so I'm just kind of like, I'm gonna go ahead and, before you glue it, always make sure like, okay, you know, that you have the right paper, that you've cut it the right way. Because if you glue it down, it's gonna be hard to lift up. Hello, Laura, nice to see you. And Karen from Minnesota. Whenever you use this glue, which is called, you know, Tombow glue or multi-purpose liquid adhesive, always make sure you put the glue out to the edge, because it does ooze out all over the place. And I don't try not to use, well, everyone says I use too much, but hey, it's all good. It doesn't make my card lumpy. It makes everything stick. And the nice thing about it is it's forgiving. So say you put this piece on a little bit wrong, you have a couple seconds before it dries. Really, it dries quickly, but so that you can move it around. So it's a little bit more forgiving than using the tear and tape or the Seal Plus. All right, so that's the base of your card. Layer 1, layer 2, layer 3. Now in this one, well, you're going to tell me which one you like better. In this one I used, this is a 1 inch of this silver, and then I used 1 1/4 inch and 1 inch of this DSP. This time I used 3/4 of an inch. So we're going to put that there. We're going to put this little guy there with the little ribbon behind it. Now the fun part, the really fun thing on this card is the ribbon. This pom-pom ribbon, and I have a couple other things I used pom-pom ribbon for, is super cute. It is a pool party color, and it's part of the suite. So, of course, my mom already cut it for next month. It's going to be in your workshop. It was in your card club. You'll get another sample of it in your workshop. So you're going to take it, and you're going to do this little loop-de-loop, like so. All right, cut off the piece. Hi, Dawn. Nice to see you. I'm cutting it straight before I cut it at an angle. I just want to show you how to get the size right. Yes, Deb's saying lots of Wink Estella. Hello, Yvette. Thank you for being a channel supporter. Hello, Deborah from New South Wales, Australia. T, don't say coloring's not your strong suit. Anyone can color. Don't lose your creativity you had when you were a child, because we all need to keep our creativity. That's what life's all about. So Phil's saying she's in Maryland, not Florida. So you're up north. Kind of north, right? Okay, let me just go like this. So what I'm going to do is, before I cut the edges, I'm just sort of measuring like this, right? So I'm going to go, okay, it's going to go right like there. So now I could cut the edges. And what I would like to do is, like, sometimes, you know, you can either cut 2 pieces together, but or just kind of hold your finger like that. And I'm cutting from one to the other. Like I'm cutting the top of one pom-pom. Oops. So it got a little ragged. So sometimes we just better to cut 2 pieces at once. I'm just going to go ahead and cut 2 pieces at once. I don't know why it's better to do that, but it just seems to me like my snips work better. Or maybe I was not following my rule about using these snips only with fabric, only with ribbon. Maybe this isn't the pair. See? I have another pair. This ribbon might be a shorter one after all. I'm just using my mom's fish cares. These are definitely fabric scissors. All right. I'm just trying to get the angle right. Maybe I need to turn it like this. So I'm cutting at an angle, so I'm cutting from like one, oops, like this little ball should be cut off so that the fuzz isn't sticking out. All right, so you get the idea. You're cutting the edges at an angle. Ooh, super cute. Love it. And now we're going to put that. I always like to put a little piece of adhesive down to hold it there while I'm working on it. And then I tie a little. This is going to be where the sentiment goes, right? But I'm just going to go like this now. And it'll stay. Because if I do this, it'll stay put. And then the sentiment's going to go here, but I still need a little piece. Ooh, so cute. So I just think it makes the card, just having this little pom-pom ribbon, makes your card 3D, but not too big, because I'm just doing another little piece under there to keep it tied up. I'm using tear and tape because I like working with tear and tape, and plus it was on my table, but you could use Seal Plus adhesive or liquid glue to hold it down. And if you want, you can even push down on that. One little thing I like to do quite often is use my little mini Cricut press to press down, you know, to heat up a little bit and press down on my ribbons and my cards and flatten out paper that gets messed up. I tried to do it after my last flood, but it didn't really help if the paper gets completely wet. But if something's just wrinkled, it works pretty well. And now these I did pop up with dimensionals. All right, I'm going to still put some. So which of the silver, as far as the cards go, the only difference so far, and I'm going to add the little bling, but which one do you like better as far as this type of background? Do you like seeing more silver or less silver? Or you could just say A or B while I'm finding the dimensionals and putting them on there. Sometimes I like to refer to them as this and that, or A and B. I'm going to kind of put that closer to hide it a little bit. To put that, because there was a little bit of black ink on there, so I'm going to put that one a little bit closer to the ribbon. Okay, both like seeing more silver. Deborah's saying both. T likes B because more silver. Deb likes A with less silver. Okay, so you do whichever one you want. That's the great part about crafting. To each his own. We love it all. I'm going to put a little bit like that so you could kind of overlap it. And I'm going to put this guy right like there. The only reason I'm putting these closer together for this particular one is because this little piece of black ink got there. So I'm just kind of covering it up so you can see how I cover up things all the time. I mean, totally, all the time. Always covering my mistakes. I mean, if you're not making mistakes, you're not doing it right. You're not crafting right if you're not making mistakes while you craft. And now I can even, to really make sure I cover it up right, put a little glue there so it doesn't pop up. See? You can kind of overlap it a little bit. Yay for the ribbon. So fun. And then these little gems I'm using. We find my little bucket of sequins. You can use sequins or these other little guys. I forget what they're called, but they're in your kit. I let you know what they are. So they're Karen, I'm pretty sure. They're like some kind of adhesive dots. Yes, never mistakes, just new creations. Okay, so the reason Deb likes it, because she likes the DSP and she wants to highlight more of the snowflakes. Good point. So I'm just using the little pink, just so you know which ones I'm using, like a pink one, and then there's a blue one, and there's like that. I'm just doing that little guy. And there's a greenish one. So this paper, I'm just going to go and put all three on there. Okay, kind of fun. So these are little dots. They can be like snow, and they can be like whichever way you want to do it. I'm just putting that there because there's a glare. There's a glare over there. That rhymes. All right, I'm going to show you. So that's all there is to it. You're adding a little bling. And now I want to show you the other cards we made it. Not mated. We made it with. Oh, by the way, I'll go ahead and I'll just annotate. I'm going to say, just so in case, you know, for those of you that at 39.19, this is almost at 40 minutes, so we're going to say, or 1 inch. Now, does it take me 40 minutes to make this card? No. I would have made like 5 cards in that time because I would have been doing it a different way than the way I teach you. And the reason is because I would have cut all these pieces. They would have already been cut. These would have already been cut. These would have already been stamped. I would have colored all of these at once. All 5 cards. I would have cut 3 pieces of DSP at a time. So I mass produce when I usually do it. Or if I have to die cut, I have a lot of die cut shapes. As you can see. I mean, this is just some of my organized die cut shapes. By the way, I did put these cases in my Amazon store so you can find them. It's from Options, Creative Options. So even though my husband bought me this giant thing, it's really cool. It was like There's different versions of it, like $87, $47 for this giant box with like 3 of those in it, and a carrying case and a top shelf. There's also a way to get the cases, just the refill cases, just alone. So I did put them in my Amazon store just recently, and I think it's under storage. So here's some other snowmen I colored using Snowy Seasons. And, of course, our little Snowman Hug stamp set. So you can see that the color palette is the same. And we use silver. And this one we use a smaller piece of DSP. Still colored snows in a similar way. And the jacket was shaded spruce. And this was a Night of Navy card. Now check out how I used another whole color palette with the Winter Meadow paper. Completely different look to it. Because I have Moody Mauve and Lost Lagoon. Completely, and Blueberry Bushel. Another whole color palette. So whatever you do, it doesn't matter what you do. It matters that you're going to coordinate your paper. Oh, I noticed I actually did a little. I liked how I did this. So there's one thing I do like on this one that I didn't do on this one. So never too late to change a little something, something. Let me just go ahead and make sure this is the right marker. And it is. Okay. What I did on these is I did a little accent around the edge of the snowman. And I think I'm going to go ahead and go in there and do that real quick. Even though there's a lot of pool party going on already, I like having that little bit of edge. And I'm just using light pool party for that. All right, so that's one color scheme. And then, so those two are similar. And then I want to show you these two again, but I'm going to show you these next to the Winter Meadow. So you can see how I did a whole different color palette with the Winter Meadow. And I used the deckled rectangles for this card, Lost Lagoon. So there's our cards for this month. Those are the new fresh designs. You get fresh designs every month. Good times. We don't even use all the embellishments I send you, so you always have extra to make more cards. But you do always get 8 card bases, 8 envelopes, and 8 white pieces that you can use for the inside. Basic white or very vanilla in the case of next month. All right, so next month, speaking of, this is what we're focused on. We are going to be featuring Christmas labels. It's also the same stamp set that I just used for my bingo cards. So this is going to be the Card on Blue Card Club for the month of November. Now, I'm going to just show you some things I made with Christmas labels, but keep in mind, I'm going to be using 2 different kinds of paper. One of them is the Season of Green and Gold, the things that I made like these out of. That's one of the papers you're going to get in Card Club this coming month. It's a specialty paper. And then this one was made with the ephemera. You're not getting the same paper, but this is just showing you how cool this stamp set is. If you invest in the stamp set for the Card Club, there's so much more you can do with it than just what I'm going to be showing you in Card Club. I made these for a bingo, and these used a little bit festive, specialty, ephemera, designer series paper. So this is just showing you, in the context I'm showing you, is just that this Christmas labels bundle is awesome. And I'm featuring it in Card Club. That's the point of this. We're not making these cards. I've already made these in big. We're making different cards. Yet to be designed yet. I already know. All I know so far is the paper I'm using, the cardstock I'm using, and the stamp set. One of the things I always tell you on my channel is one thing that's fun is like when you have a constraint, which is my constraint is I know the paper, the stamp set, and the color scheme, and it lets me be more creative because I have constraints on my creativity. I have to use those certain supplies that I'm putting in the kit because I had to order the supplies way ahead of time. So now I'm going to be designing new cards for the Card Club. All right, now next thing to tell you is that this was, we're still going strong. We still have maybe one more project for Greetings of the Seasons. That's what we did for the last couple months. And now we're going to be doing the Snowy Scenes bundle. Okay? Coming out soon on my channel, not my channel, but on my store, is going to be Otters. This is a new product. It's an online exclusive item from Stampin' Up! That's going to be coming out in November. More on that. Yep, T, you got to order that Christmas labels bundle. Even though I'm going to be sending you dies, you don't need the dies for it. Just the stamp set, but it's going to be cool to have the whole bundle because those dies are really cool. So you're gonna get the dies that you need for your cards included. Like this is one of the dies. I'll be sending you, and this one, and one more, this one. But I'm not. There's another die that's part of the bundle too that you won't be getting in your kit. But you'll be. Well, I think 2 of those, maybe 2 of the 3 of those. Again, not really sure yet. We'll see what my die cutting fairies come up with. All right. Let me see what else I have to show you. Anything else? I could show you that we made these as well with the Season of Green and Gold. So if you really like this paper, you're getting some more of this paper in your card club, along with another surprise. And if you've been in my card club for 6 months, you get a swag bag too. So think about joining my card club because the kits are pretty fun. And my mom makes swag bags, at least for the first 6 months and 12 months. 18 months, I think it's something I made myself. We just passed the 18-month mark for that card club. Yay! Or we're doing it now. All right, that's all for now. This is the Paper Chef. Have a great evening, and we'll see you again later this week. Bye for now. Thank you for your feedback, your comments, your likes, and for supporting my channel. I really appreciate all of you.